Hello everyone, how are you? In this video, I would like to speak about women, and more specifically, I'd like to elucidate and and clarify something that's been said about me recently. It's been posited that I hate women, and I just want to make this video to tell you that nothing can be further from the truth, and I want to impugn that absolutely horrible assertion. Okay, I want to make sure that you know that that is not true, and if you ever listen to anything I say, please listen to this. Okay, I'd want to say that the word familiar. Look at the word familiar. Okay, it's tied with the word family and familiar. And when I was a creationist at one point, I would always say that family is God's first gift to us. You come into this world to people who are waiting for you, someone you've been inside of, someone and I used to always say family is God's first gift to us, and it is after the literal blood, sweat, and tears of a woman that gift is unwrapped and bestowed upon us. Now, speaking of literally, women literally give us our strength. I say, if a lot of people say women give life, men don't give life. That's one of the things I disagree upon with women. Maybe that's why people get it confused that I, hate maybe women. Maybe people think they get confused and they say that I hate women, but I say men and women create life, but it's the woman who imbues that life with strength. When someone is first created, they can't even form their own heart, let alone have it beat. And then because of what a woman does, because a woman actually lets her own energy and strength attenuate, and she might feel run down and tired. Women literally give us our strength and our capacity to live. They literally do that for us. They literally allow us to use their bodies as our entryway into the world. And I'm going to pause for a second here, okay? We often hear it said that you give me strength, you give me strength, you give me hope, but women literally and figuratively do it. They say behind every great man, there is a great woman. I think it's vice versa also. That's gotten me into some trouble. I've, said that, but, I definitely want to say that I think women, especially pregnant women, are icons of human vitality. I would, I actually used to, when I was, I was going through a really hard time in my life, and I don't want to, like I said, for me, maybe, like, I'm in a wheelchair now. Can we tell you what? Compared to now, this was like, I was a king compared to now. But I used to whenever I would see, I'd go all the train stations I'm from Yonkers, some ways. I'd be on the train stations in the Bronx. I've stayed in the Bronx for a little while, and whenever I'd see a pregnant woman walking by, I would say a prayer. I'd say, "May the loving hands of God guide her child into the world safely and ensure his or her security throughout life." I started doing that in 2003. I must have prayed for thousands of babies. Maybe even some of them were twins. I don't know. But I must have prayed. I don't know, because it's every time I saw a pregnant woman, the first thing I thought, pray, say something. The first thing I thought. I'm gonna pause again, because I want to really think about what I'm saying. I want to make sure that I don't get overly emotional and get a tone, because I've been told that I have a tone. So I don't want to get I don't want to. A lot of people see me getting angry, they see me clench my fist, and they think it's me being aggressive. But in reality, I think I'm just afraid. I'm just afraid of everything. I don't know these days. I just don't know. I feel like the most dangerous kind of animal is one that's wounded, or one that's or one that's afraid, and I'm both. So let me just pause. Let me gather my thoughts. I was in love once, and it's just saying that it just gets to me, sometimes, because I think I was in love once, and I know that it'll never happen for me again, and I think I was in love once. It's more than I could ask for. They say it's better to have had love and lost it than to have never had it, but it really hurts knowing I'll never have it again. I still think about this person, and when we used to talk about having children, I used to say when you're pregnant, it's gonna be like I'm hugging and kissing for two, meaning I'm sorry, we've all heard the expression women are eating for two. We've all heard that. I'm a firm believer in the, I believe a man. The reason why a man has strength is in some form. The reason why a man has strength, I think nature intended a man to have increased strength so he can provide for a woman and serve a woman. And of course, women have more strength than they know, of course, okay? You know what? That goes without saying. And before a man has the strength to carry a woman over the threshold of their home on their wedding night. Is it the wedding night or the honeymoon, or is it when they move in their house? I don't know when. I'm lost. Sorry, I gotta get somebody. Maybe somebody in the comments can correct me. But before a man can carry a woman over a threshold, a woman must first carry him and imbue him with strength to make that possible. And I could never hate people who do that. Someone who would take a fiber of my being, a piece of me, and create someone familiar, someone that I just know, someone that I've just met and I know every bit of, someone whose whole history I know, part of my grandfather, part of my grandmother. I would could never, ever hate someone who does that. And people ask me, what really hurts is it when people ask me, oh, what did you just... There's times I'll get into certain, like I said, I just disagree with certain ideology that is commonly espoused by women preponderantly. That's all. There's just certain things I disagree with. That's all. And I lodge my points, and that's it. And I get called names, and I have horrible libelous, claims made against me. I try this. I mean, people ask me, "What, Barry? Were you in a bad relationship with a woman, and is that why you? What's wrong with you, man? Were you just in a bad relationship with a woman?" And my answer is, well, don't you think? Well, yeah, everybody. I think if you went up to anybody on the street and asked them if they've been in a bad relationship before, they're gonna say yes. I think most people have. I mean, I think it's very rare that you marry your high school sweetheart, right? I mean, I'm just right. Am I nuts for thinking that? But but that's not. But it's also, this is not to say that if a woman forgoes to having children, she is no less vital to the world and she is no less important or valid. Okay. Like I said, women provide companionship to men irrespective of their sexuality or their reproductive choices. So I just wanted to, if my time's about to run out I think it's just time for 10 minutes. So I would need 10 lifetimes if I wanted to fully express how much veneration I have for women. So if I disagree with you, I don't mean to hurt your feelings. I don't mean to have a tone. And if I had a tone during this video, I am terribly sorry. I honestly did not mean to. It must just be encourageable because I can't help it. May the loving hands of God guide your children into the world.